This is my honest advice to anyone who actually wants to get lean, and this is coming from someone who stayed lean for over 5 years now and finds it very, very easy to stay in shape. So the first thing I want to tell you is you need to have a goal in mind. And what I say by a goal is something that is specific, that you can almost feel on an emotional level. See, most people when I speak to and I say, what's your goal? They start off very vague. They're just like, I just want to see a little bit of fat drop, or, I just want to step on a scale and see. That ain't going to get you out of bed in the morning. That's not going to do it. I'll tell you, for my biggest transformation in my life, in terms of my physique and everything since that point, came from after COVID when I was in the worst physique ever. Mindset, mentally, everything was going wrong. I was playing video games, eating shit, just a degenerate human being. And then I watched a Baywatch movie and I saw Matt Brody turn up on the scene, absolutely diced, shredded, and I decided there and then, that is a physique that I want to get to. Without question, there was nothing else that I wanted to achieve in my fitness goal apart from that. And I dedicated my next 7, 8, 9 months, and I would say that I made some really, really good progress to get in that physique. But that goal, that vision that I had, it generated such strong emotional forces within me that it gave me drive. It was fuel. And then what happens is, once you've attached emotion to a goal, if it's positive, you'll just move in that direction without even having to try. That's how it works. So if you want a goal, don't keep it vague and basic. Imagine you taking your shirt off and you're seeing an 8-pack just bursting through. Or when you go to the beach, you're looking diced, you're looking like an athlete. When you go to the gym, you're ripping up 2 plates on a bench. Everyone's like, yo, what's this guy on? That's the kind of goal that you want to have. This vague, wishy-washy shit, I promise you it won't stick. And you're thinking, oh no, so this is just for people who are 20s and 30s that once looked lean. No, if you want to be a dad, imagine your son looking up to you when he's 5 and 6 saying, Dad, you look like a superhero. Or you go on a hike on a mountain when he's 20 and you're 50 and you're trailblazing ahead of him. He's like, what's this guy made of? What is my dad made out of? How is he healthier than me at 50, 60? Your goal can be whatever it can be, but make sure it has an emotional impact on your psychology. That's what makes it effective. The next point is you need to create some sort of accountability. And what is accountability? It's basically holding you responsible for your actions. You can do this yourself or you can get someone else to do it. If you're doing this yourself, I promise you this, from the bottom of my heart, just get a habit tracker. Just do this one thing and it will change your whole life. You just need a sheet of paper with the dates down the left and the flipping habits that you need to do across the top. Stick this on a wall, and it doesn't matter if you do the habits or not. That's not the point. Just track the habit. God, I wish someone told me this earlier. Just do this every single day without fail. The goal is not to do the habit, it's just to track the habit. And I promise you, just doing that changes your mindset, because you're seeing if you're doing the thing necessary or not, and you automatically start to make the shift. And you don't need me shouting down the camera to tell you that. Just put it on a wall and do it. So if you need to follow your meal plan, put it on a wall. If you need to hit your exercise plan, put it in the habit section and just tick it off. Sleep on time, same thing. You will get the goal as a result, because you're constantly seeing and getting visual cues in terms of what you need to do. Now, the other way of accountability is obviously having someone who is more experienced and knowledgeable within the scene. So obviously me as a coach, if you are an entrepreneur or an executive or a high level professional and you really want to transform your body, then there's a link here that you can click to see if we're a good fit to work together. But it's the same principle. I'm keeping you responsible for your actions so you have a high likelihood of success. And obviously the more experienced that person is, the higher your chance of success. Point number 3 is to have some purpose outside of the gym. Now this might come as a shock, but the people who make the best transformations outside of bodybuilders and athletes obviously are people who have a life outside of the gym. They've got a career, they've got hobbies, they've got a business, they've got something that they're working on, because then all the energy that you create in the gym, the progress that you make to become a better version, it's not just sat inside of 4 walls of a gym. You take that person and you integrate it into society, and then you get another positive feedback loop. Use the energy and the growth for something. Do something with your life. And that also gives you another benefit. You're not just obsessing over a weight change or a little bit of belly fat on your stomach, because you've got shit that you need to get on with. And that's another benefit. Sometimes just doing the minimal amount and just ticking the boxes and the habits and just getting on with your life is going to help you get to your goal faster. Because if you don't have a coach and you're missing 100 things that you're not doing, you're looking at the scale and you're like, oh, you stepped on a scale at 8 p.m. at night and the weight's gone up. And you're like, bro, you're obviously meant to do it without water and first thing in the morning. But you don't know that information. And you're overanalyzing, you're looking at all these research articles and studying this left, right, center when you have no knowledge yourself. And you get into analysis paralysis. And then you stop doing the habits and self. But instead, if you just do the basics and then outside you're done with the gym and health stuff, oh yeah, I've got my career I need to focus on, or I need to, get my studies done, and you create a productivity routine and you live a healthy, high performance lifestyle, that goal of getting lean just becomes automatic. That's exactly what happened to me. I started actually dialing in on my uni. I failed my first year of university. I had to resit one of my exams, right? But then I was like, cool. If I'm getting in shape and I'm becoming more energized and sorting my life out in the gym, then let me do the same thing with my uni. And lo and behold, both of them just went up. So have some purpose in your life. Next is just to have a meal plan. And I am 100% a recommendation of creating a meal plan because number one, it reduces decision fatigue. You're starting to take choice out of the equation, which is very, very helpful when you have a busy and, demanding lifestyle. Decisions are basically like a battery, and every time you use up your battery, it gets lower and lower and lower. And when you have low battery, you end up making stupid choices. So if you've already decided what you're going to eat and a time window in which you're going to eat, and the thing that you're going to eat is already scientifically proven to have the calories to help you lose weight, then you just do that. And once you do that regularly and you put it in a habit tracker, how I eat my meal plan, you will lose weight, you will get shredded, you will achieve your best physique. That is a guarantee. There's no question about it. The next point is you need to imprint your nervous system. What I mean by that is, I need to give you a bit of an analogy, a bit of a story. So let's say a billionaire has a son, and the billionaire tells his son, I will let you experience the life of a billionaire, nice cars, hotels, up until you're 18. And then at that point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. You will survive on your own. Let's say that son, who's been brought up with that lifestyle, he's felt a Lamborghini, he knows what it's like to be in a 5-star hotel, he's experienced the holidays and the business class flights. When he gets to 18, what do you think he's going to do? His dad's already told him from a young age this is what's going to happen. He's imprinted in his nervous system, he's got the feel of what it's like to be in the car and live that lifestyle. He will work his ass off to get that back on track. Because he's felt it, he's been there, he knows what it's like. Now for us, the one thing you cannot feel ahead of time is a body, in terms of how it feels to have a six-pack, how it feels to look and be confident, being, an aesthetic and high-performing body. You just don't know what it's like. Now obviously we can visualize and have a goal in mind, like I said, but the one step above that is just to commit in your 90-year lifespan to achieving it once. Don't need to keep it. Don't need to, worry about 10, 15 years. Just once in your life, fully dedicate 5, 6, 7, 8 months with no other goal in mind, just to achieving this once. And then once it's imprinted in your nervous system, I promise you, you will not fall off if it has had enough of an impact. For me, I know what it feels like to be lean, and I know what it feels like to be shredded and have a body that I'm proud of, that I can walk around with my chest held high and go into a gym and not have, comparison syndrome because some guy's bigger than me or some guy's leaner than me. I walk into a gym and I don't care what anyone looks like. But that feeling has been imprinted in my nervous system. So let's say for some reason for 2 months I fall off the gym, right? And I fall off and I start to see weight gain and I start to see my face get fat and I don't feel the energy and the confidence and productivity. My nervous system has imprinted what it's felt like before. So it knows, oh shit, you are way off track. We need to go back. But if you've not done that yet, if you've not had that imprint in your nervous system, it's very difficult for you to get that drive to do it. So that's why I say, just once in your life, fully dedicate towards this goal. Building a lean, good looking, aesthetic physique, just commit to it. And once that's been imprinted, I promise you, staying there is a million times easier than getting there. But I hope that helps. Goodbye.